If you made $110,000 in 1990, you were rich. It's the equivalent of nearly $275,000 today. But in 2026, $110,000 is the exact number where the American dream officially breaks even. For the first time in a century, the professional class is being liquidated while they're still technically winning the income race. It feels like you're running on a treadmill that someone is slowly tilting upward. You're breathing harder just to stay in the same place. Who benefits when 6 figures becomes the new just getting by? And who pays the price when the floor falls out? Here's what that looks like in the real world. Meet Sarah. She's 34. She earned that hard-fought promotion to $110,000 a year. Monthly take-home, approximately $6,200 after taxes / 401k. Rent / mortgage, $2,800. Median home price requires $111,000 income now. Student loans and car, $1,100. The essentials, utilities, food, healthcare, $1,900. Leftover, $400. To buy a median home in her city, she needs a $110,000 down payment. At her current savings rate, it will take her 22 years to save it, assuming prices never rise again. Sarah isn't failing. The math is just rigged against her. It sounds reasonable to pay a professional $110,000, but here's what most people miss. Companies have decoupled wages from the cost of survival. Corporate treasury departments reward keeping wage growth at 3%, while the core survival basket, things like electricity and medical care, is spiking at 6.7%. This is rate shock by proxy. By keeping raises lower than the rising cost of basic existence, the company effectively deleverages its own expenses by shifting the burden of inflation onto Sarah's dinner table. The interesting part is that this isn't just about one person. It's about how the whole housing industry shifted. To get into a good school district, families moved to 2 incomes, bidding against each other. Institutional landlords and private equity have the cash to outbid Sarah, turning homes into yield assets rather than shelters. This is competitive bidding. It's like a high-stakes auction where the prize is a safety net. Families aren't buying luxury. They are bidding 100% of their dual incomes just to secure a spot in a safe neighborhood. If one person loses a job, the whole house of cards collapses instantly. This isn't just about a high cost of living. It's about who controls liquidity. Power flows through the fixed cost complex, housing, healthcare, education, and capital is never distributed evenly. Those who control the assets expand first. Expansion creates influence over zoning laws and policy. Influence shapes rules that protect the value of those assets. Rules protect control. It's a loop. When the system grows, the asset owner benefits early. When the system falters, the institutional lender is stabilized first. The rest, the $110,000 earners, absorb the volatility. For Sarah, this means renting into her 50s. For the system, it means a permanent class of high-income renters who have high liquidity but zero net worth. Is that a malfunction? Or is that the design? Some will say this is just lifestyle creep, that Sarah should just stop buying lattes and drive a 20-year-old sedan. But here's where it gets strange. The math doesn't support the brunch theory. Even if Sarah cut every discretionary cent, she is still fighting a structural deficit in housing and healthcare that outpaces her ability to save. The system encourages this personal responsibility narrative because it hides the fact that the floor for a stable life has moved out of reach of the median professional salary. The system no longer requires you to fail to be liquidated. It only requires you to remain median. The $110,000 salary has become a psychological shield. It makes you feel like you've made it, which prevents you from realizing your floor is actually sinking. We have entered the era of high-income poverty, where you have plenty of cash flow, but no wealth accumulation. The distinction between a high salary and high net worth is the boundary between the servant and the owner. If your income only serves to pay for the right to work another month, you aren't winning a race. You're financing your own extraction. The goal is not a higher salary. The goal is leverage, assets, equity, skills that compound.